Good evening, my friends. Tonight we are going to begin with something simple. Think of something you did yesterday. Not something dramatic, something that would be typical in your day. A conversation you had with your friend, a meal you ate, a drive you took. Got it? Now notice something about how that memory feels. It does not feel hopeful. It does not feel uncertain. You are not wondering whether it will happen or not. You are not trying to convince yourself it was real. There is no anxiety with it, no effort to believe. It just is. It happened. It is done. It is a fact of your past experience. Quiet, settled, requiring absolutely nothing from you to maintain its reality. That feeling, that specific, unassuming, completely comfortable feeling of something already done, that is what I am going to teach you to do tonight, so you can bring to your desire to reality. Not the excited, anxious feeling of something approaching, not the hopeful feeling of something possible, not even the confident feeling of something coming, the quiet, settled, ordinary feeling of something that already happened. And when you learn to bring that feeling of you desire into the here and now, as if it's already been done, something special occurs. Time collapses. The gap between where you are and where you want to be comes into reality with surprising speed to match the memory you have created in consciousness. This is what we are learning tonight. Are you ready? Let me first show you the mistake that is costing you everything. Most people think about their desires as future events. They visualize themselves getting what they desire someday. They imagine achieving their goal at some point. They dream about the life they will have when things finally work out. When I get the promotion, I will feel seen and respected. When I find my dream partner, I will feel complete and supported. When I have the money, I will feel secure. Which one of these do you say to yourself daily? Consciously and unconsciously. I want you to look at that pattern very carefully, because every single time you construct your desire that way, as something coming, something approaching, something that will happen, you are doing something you do not realize you are doing. You are placing your desire in the future. And the future, my friends, never arrives. There is no future. There is only now, this eternal, unmoving present moment. The only place where anything has ever happened. The only place where anything can ever happen. The future is a concept, not a location. You cannot live there. You cannot receive anything there. You can only ever experience anything here in the now. Everything you desire exists now. So as long as your desire lives in the future, as long as you keep projecting it forward, chasing it, imagining it as something that is about to arrive, it remains precisely where you have put it, out of reach, always approaching, never here. But here is something subtler and more damaging than even the timing problem. When you say, I will be wealthy, what are you actually declaring right now? I am not wealthy. When you say, I will find love, what are you confirming about the present moment? I am alone now. When you say, I will succeed, what assumption are you holding as true? I have not succeeded now. And consciousness, which creates only from the present state, only from what you are being right now in this moment, receives that message with perfect obedient clarity. Not wealthy now, still waiting to be wealthy, waiting now, more waiting, not yet, more, not yet. This is why people can visualize for years, write affirmations daily, do everything they have been taught, and still find their desire perpetually one step ahead, not here, living in the future. They have been creating from the wrong direction. They have been looking forward toward their desire. And tonight I am going to teach you to look backward from it. Here is the secret that changes everything. You cannot bring the future into the present by looking forward. You can only bring it here by treating it as the past. Hear that again. You can only bring it here by treating it as if it happened in the past. I know that sounds like a paradox. Stay with me. When something is in the past, what is your relationship to it? You do not hope it happened. You do not visualize it happening. You do not try to believe it will occur. You do not feel anxious about whether it will come. You simply know it did. It is a fact of your experience. It is real, with the quiet certainty of something that has already happened. There's nothing left to force, nothing left to figure out, and nothing left to question. It is simply done. A memory has no doubt in it. A memory does not need your help to remain real. A memory simply is settled, certain, accomplished, requiring nothing from you except the occasional act of recollection. This is the quality of consciousness that manifests not the excited hoping, reaching, visualizing forward, but the calm, settled, ordinary, backward glance of someone recalling something that already happened. So here is the technique, the new practice that brings your desires to the here and now. Tonight you can create that quality of consciousness about something that has not happened yet in linear time. You can construct a memory of the future. And when you do, when you genuinely inhabit the felt sense of remembering your desire as a past event, your subconscious mind, which does not distinguish between a remembered reality and a created one, accepts it as fact. And when your subconscious accepts something as fact, it reorganizes everything: your perceptions, your actions, the opportunities you notice, the words you say, the rooms you walk into to match that fact. The bridge builds itself, the path appears. Reality rushes to catch up with the memory. Here is the exact technique. And tonight, before you fall asleep, you are going to do something unusual. You are going to teleport, not forward to the moment of getting your desire that still has the energy of becoming, of arriving, of transition. I want you to go further than that. Jump ahead 4 months after your desire has been fulfilled and has had time to become ordinary. If you want money, do not imagine receiving it. Teleport 4 months after you became financially free. The money has been there long enough that it no longer feels exciting. It feels normal. It is just how your life is now. If you want a relationship, do not imagine meeting someone. Jump to 6 months into the relationship. The newness has settled. This person is simply part of your life. You cannot remember what it felt like before them. If you want to heal from something, do not visualize recovery beginning. Teleport to a year after your health returned. Your body feels simply like your body again, capable, present, typical in the best possible way. After, not during, after. Because after has the energy of being. During still has the energy of becoming. You want the feeling of already settled into, already normal, already done. This is my life. Now, from that future position, you are going to look backward. You are going to remember. You are going to recall how it all came to be, not project forward to how it might happen. Remember back to how it did. Let me make this specific. Let's use wealth as an example. You want to be wealthy, but you can't figure out how to make it happen. So release the resistance to the wealth and imagine sitting in your dream home you bought with that wealth you made. Imagining the moment you got the keys, picturing yourself walking in the front door for the first time. You are now sitting in that home 6 months in. You recall unboxing the dishes in the kitchen. You recall the first glass of wine you had on your back patio, watching the sunset, thinking to yourself, this is actually mine. This is simply where you live. And from that position, from that settled ordinary, this is just my life position. You begin to remember. You recall a conversation with a friend in your new kitchen where you said you had felt so uncertain for so long, and then suddenly it was just done. You recall tears come to your eye while you also laughed with pleasure, with relief, with gratitude, and your friend hugged you and said they were so proud of you. Do you feel the difference? You are not hoping. You are not visualizing. You are not trying to believe. You are remembering. And remembering carries a quality of consciousness that forward projection simply cannot access: the settled, unargued, quietly certain quality of course it happened. It is done. Now let me explain why this works at a deeper level, because understanding the mechanism will make your practice more powerful. Your subconscious mind does not have a calendar. It does not experience linear time the way your conscious mind does. It does not distinguish between this is a memory of something that occurred in 2023 and this is a memory I constructed in my imagination tonight. To the subconscious, a memory is a memory and memories are facts. When you consistently, repeatedly, with genuine felt emotion, remember your desire as a past event, your subconscious receives a signal of absolute clarity. This happened, this is real, this is a fact of experience. And from that signal, it begins quietly, without your conscious management, through processes you could not plan. If you try to reorganize your entire reality to match, the right thought occurs to you at the right moment. The right conversation happens with the right person. You notice an opportunity that was always there, but was outside the range of your previous self-concept. The bridge of incidents forms not because you figured out how, not because you forced it, but because your subconscious assumes that it is already accomplished naturally and guides you toward the physical conditions that match the inner reality. And here is the crucial point. This is important. When you teleport back to recalling your desire as if it already happened, you do not ask how it happened. You know it did. The how is irrelevant, historical, already sorted. This is the ultimate form of detachment from the mechanism of manifestation. Not because you have practiced non-attachment as a discipline, but because from the position of someone remembering the past, the question of how does not arise. It happened. Obviously, it happened somehow. The details are just details, and when you release the how, when you stop trying to figure out the path, to see the bridge before you walk it, to understand the mechanism before you trust the law, the universe, unobstructed, has infinite ways to bring your desire to you, ways you could not have planned, ways more elegant and more precise than anything your conscious mind could have designed. Let me tell you about a woman who had been trying to manifest a thriving business for years. She had done everything, visualized it arriving, affirmed it daily, written it in her journal, done her practice faithfully with genuine commitment. Nothing had moved. The problem when she described her practice to me was immediately clear. Every night she was imagining the clients coming, the money being made, feeling the relief of its arrival, seeing the moment of receiving. She was, in other words, perpetually living in the instant before it happened, perpetually in the about to happen, which kept her permanently in the state of not yet. I gave her one instruction: stop imagining receiving it. Instead, teleport 3 months ahead. You have the clients, you have their payment. They are referring other clients to you. You do not have to effort yourself, do more marketing, or worry when you will be paid again. From that position, remember the day that your business took off. Do not imagine it. Remember it happening. Recall it the way you would recall yesterday. She practiced this every night for 2 weeks. And she described something that I have heard again and again from people who genuinely grasp this shift. The desperation left. Not because she had convinced herself or performed non-attachment, but because from the position of remembering there was nothing to be desperate about. The business she always dreamed of owning had come. Obviously, she remembered it. What was there to be anxious over? The present tense reality of her circumstances had not changed, but the quality of her inner state had shifted completely from hoping toward to remembering from. 3 weeks later, her email was full of requests, messages of people wanting to work with her. She had learned someone posted about her in a Facebook group, raving about her programs and services. The business arrived from a source she had never considered, through a situation she would have never thought would occur. It came easily, quietly, without drama, as though it had been waiting for her to remember that it was already hers. Let me give you the language of this technique because the language matters. The language shapes the felt sense for money. Not I hope the money comes, I am trying to manifest abundance. But I remember when that finally resolved. I remember the relief. I remember calling my brother and not being able to explain it properly because I was laughing too much. That was what, 3-4 months ago now. It still does not feel quite real. For love, not I want to find someone. I am working on attracting a partner. But I remember when we met. I remember that first conversation, how easy it was, how surprising that was given how long I had been waiting. I remember thinking, oh, so this is what it feels like. It has been 6 months and I still catch myself feeling butterflies. I love seeing a good morning text. For health not, I am trying to heal. I am visualizing my body recovering. But I remember when things started shifting, the doctor's face when the results came back as all clear. I remember the morning I woke up and realized the pain was just gone. That was maybe 8 months ago. I still think about it sometimes. For a career, not I want to be successful, I am working toward my goals, but I remember when that came through. I remember my first day in that role, how surreal it felt. I remember thinking, this is just my life now. I work there. This is what I do. Wild. Do you hear it? The language of already, the language of looking back, the language of someone for whom the desire is simply, quietly, unmistakably done. This is the law of assumption. Assume it has already been done, and you will collapse time to your desire. Let me address something that comes up for people who really understand these teachings and want to be rigorous about them. Isn't this a kind of self-deception? Is not creating memories of things that have not happened in linear time a form of dishonesty with yourself? A fake till you make it scenario? No, and understanding why not will make your practice both more honest and more powerful. Here is what is actually true at the level of consciousness that this teaching points toward. Your desire already exists, not as a future event, not as a possibility waiting to be created, but as a fully formed reality that already exists within consciousness. Creation is finished. Every possible version of your life already exists. The version where you are wealthy exists. The version where you are loved exists. The version where you are healthy, successful, confident, and fulfilled already exists. What you experience as time is simply your movement through different states of consciousness. Think of it this way. Imagine opening a streaming app. Thousands of movies already exist inside the platform. You don't create the movie when you press play. You simply select the one you want to experience. Consciousness works much the same way. The reality you desire already exists. The question is not whether it can be created. The question is whether you will identify with it. When you create a memory of your fulfilled desire, you are not making something up. You are not lying to yourself. You are not engaging in fantasy. You are recognizing a reality that already exists at the level of consciousness. The memory you construct is an act of recognition. You are reaching beyond the appearance of time and connecting with a reality that is already complete. This is why the technique works. Not because you have tricked your subconscious mind, but because you have aligned yourself with a state that already exists. The physical world simply has not caught up yet. The physical world is always the last to know. It is the echo, not the voice. Consciousness is the voice. Reality is the echo. And when you speak from the certainty of memory rather than the uncertainty of hope, the echo must eventually reflect what you have assumed to be true. Now let me give you a simple daily practice. Each morning before you get out of bed, spend 2 minutes in your fulfilled future, not the moment of receiving your desire. The period 4 to 6 months after, the ordinary settled version of life where it has already been yours for months. From that place, look back. Remember how it happened. Remember the phone call. Remember the conversation. Remember the day everything changed. Allow yourself to feel the quiet certainty of someone for whom it is already done. Let the feeling of that happened be the first quality of consciousness you carry into the day throughout the day. Every time your desire enters your mind, catch the direction of your thinking. Are you looking forward toward it, projecting it into the future, hoping for it, wondering when? If so, shift the direction. Look backward from it. Oh yes, that is done. I remember that even for a moment, even briefly, redirect the mental gaze from forward to backward, from hoping to remembering. Evening before you fall asleep, the full practice. Close your eyes. Teleport 6 months after your desired future became a reality. Live in that moment. Feel the normally of it, the settled quality of it. Then create the memories looking backward. The day it came, the conversation you had, the call you made, the moment you knew it was real. Make the memories vivid, specific, sensory, the kind that stick. The feeling of the keys in your hands, the wood floors under your feet, the first time your love grabbed your hand, the feel of their skin, or your health regaining, the way your skin and hair look better, your body feeling good, and fall asleep inside the feeling of remembering, not the feeling of wanting, not hoping, not visualizing forward, not trying to believe, remembering. Carry that quality into sleep, and your subconscious will carry you through the night, working quietly and without your interference toward the physical conditions that match the inner fact. I want to close with the deepest version of what I have been teaching tonight. When you teleport to your future and remember backward, you are not really traveling through time. There is no travel required because past, present, and future are not separate locations. They are not different rooms in the house of experience arranged sequentially along a corridor. They are all here, all now, all simultaneously present in consciousness which exists outside time entirely, which contains all of time the way the ocean contains all of its waves. What you call the future is not a place ahead of you. It is a place that is already present in the deeper sense of that word. The future is not somewhere ahead of you. It is a reality that already exists within consciousness, waiting to be experienced. When you remember your desire as already done, you are not inventing a fantasy about something that might happen someday. You are stepping into a version of reality where it has already happened and allowing yourself to experience it now. You are no longer treating your desire as distant. You are no longer treating it as something missing from your life. You are recognizing it as something that already exists and choosing to identify with it. Your desire is already complete in consciousness. The only question is whether you will continue identifying with the version of yourself who doesn't have it, or whether you will begin identifying with the version of yourself who already does. So tonight, before you fall asleep, close your eyes and go beyond the moment of receiving your desire. Go beyond the celebration. Go beyond the breakthrough. Go beyond the moment everything changed. Move into the ordinary days that came afterward. The days when your desire became normal. The days when it became part of your everyday life. The days when you stopped thinking about whether it would happen because it already had. Then, from that place, look back. Remember the day it all came together. Remember how you felt. Remember who you told. Remember what you said to yourself when you realized it was finally real. Create the memory as vividly as you can. Feel the calmness of it. Feel the certainty of it. Feel the ordinary settled weight of something that is already done. Then fall asleep in that feeling. Not hoping, not wishing, not waiting, not wondering when, remembering. And allow reality, which always follows consciousness, to catch up with the truth you have already accepted within yourself. Good evening, my friends. This is Neville Modern Wisdom, and I'll see you again in the next lesson.